Greetings, 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 good people. Woo wee, what an episode, huh? Portia's Family Matters, episode 5. I've been watching since episode 1, but decided to review this particular episode because it was absolutely, positively ridiculous, okay? PJ's parents are extremely embarrassing, and everybody can act like they're better than the other side of the family, but all of y'all are petty and ghetto. So, this episode basically they're still in Mexico. They're supposed to be on this retreat. Everybody's supposed to be participating for healing, and poor Lauren is stressed out. And now that I think about it, she deserves that suite that she's in. Another thing, because I haven't been reviewing the show, now I see why Miss Diane didn't attend this trip, talking about she woke up with hip pain. She was trying to avoid all of this mess, right? So as it pertains to Dennis and the assistants, right? Portia has an assistant named Lauren, not her sister, and she has a former assistant by the name of Dom. I'm not sure why he is even on this retreat, but whatever. I guess they're close. Lauren and him are close. Sister Lauren and Dom are close, and he was Portia's former assistant. So Dennis is mad at Dom because he told Portia that the woman that Dennis cheated on Portia with worked at his hookah lounge a year after his affair took place with this girl, right? So let me set the stage. Everybody is broken up into 3 groups, right? So Dennis, Lauren the assistant, Dom, the former assistant, and Londi, the cousin, who I can't stand, didn't like her since episode 1. They are all together and they went tequila tasting. Okay. But at this point, they're in the van and they're getting ready to go to this tequila spot, right? Now, I just don't understand, right? Who is it that Dennis thinks that Dom's loyalty was going to be to? Dom was Portia's assistant at the time, right? So if he saw something foul, what makes Dennis think that Dom wasn't going to go back and tell? And see, if you wasn't doing anything, there would be nothing to tell. But again, Dennis doesn't take accountability for anything. And this is his mother coddles him. Okay, I'm getting too ahead of myself. His mother constantly coddles him. Anyway, it's easier to blame Dom, I guess, because, he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything. This is the shit that annoys me about Dennis's mother. They do a lot of finger pointing. Portia does too, but we ain't on her yet. So anyway, we shift gears to see Lauren and Portia. And Lauren calls out Portia about, not participating in the meditation exercises that they do every morning. And Portia, she's another one making excuses, right? Portia, she doesn't feel that sitting quietly, as she calls it, for 30 minutes is going to fix anything. Now, we'll say that Londi, Dom, Lauren, the sister, and Dennis, they show up to participate in the meditation. And it's something that Lauren put together, right? Lauren is the one hosting this trip. And I just feel like it is disrespectful to Lauren and all the work that she is putting in, I just feel that it's unfair to her. She put together everything. She's leading by example. And to have Portia, of all people, not participate, it's pretty selfish. This trip is supposed to benefit Portia wanting to merge her 2 families together. And it seems like you got better things to do. Now, I know in one of the earlier episodes when Portia didn't attend one of the morning meditation sessions, they did flash like a little clip of her seemingly working. I guess this was before she quit Dish Nation or whatever the heck it was. Dish Nation, right? So maybe she's working. I don't know. She didn't give that excuse in this scene. So I kind of see why Lauren decided not to be business partners with Portia anymore, because everything falls on Lauren. And Portia, she does make a lot of excuses, just like Dennis. They're a match made in heaven. Anyway, I do agree with Lauren telling Portia that she is not, quote unquote, doing the work. However, Portia and Dennis's mother, to me, don't have to be friends or buddy-buddy. But Portia, she wants the 2 families to blend because she got candid and she said when she was growing up, her mother, Miss Diane, didn't cross over Portia, Lauren's mother's doorstep, right? I guess, they grew up together, Lauren and Portia, and I guess the mothers didn't really talk or get along. I don't know. So she thought that the family should have been blended. So obviously this is a trigger for Portia. And when her parents divorced, that she wished the 2 families would have meshed together, right? Portia, you need to stop trying to make PJ's life a reflection of what you desired as a child. I know it's difficult, but the most important thing needed for PJ is to be in an emotionally healthy environment. That's it. That's all. Anyone that doesn't want to contribute to the emotionally healthy upbringing of PJ, whether you are blood related to them or not, peace out, sayonara. So Portia, you have to do the work as far as yourself is concerned. And it seems like Dennis definitely is active and he is, hands-on, even though, you guys live in two separate households. That's the reality of it. It is what it is, right? So I noticed too, sidebar, that Lauren seems to be less afraid to tell Portia the truth. And she tells her the truth with love. And I do love that. She's very blunt and she's very straightforward with her. And I like the way that Lauren does it, because I think Lauren loves Portia. She cares for her. And as she's getting older, she doesn't have to sugarcoat anything for Portia. So I like their interaction. All right, so now they're at the Tequila factory, right? Before they were on the bus. So again, it's Dennis, Londi, who I don't like, Dom, the former assistant, and Lauren, the current assistant. Not Lauren, the sister, but Lauren, the assistant, right? So after a few rounds of shots, Londi, of course, instigator, wants to play a game, right? So she asks Dennis, who would he sleep with out of all the women in Portia's family, I think, or out of all the women on the trip, something like that. Who would he want to sleep with? Londi ends up blurting out that Portia let Dennis hit it on the first day, right? Because he made a joke about Simon. Oh, we've only been broken up for 3 months and now she letting Simon hit it. So Londi says, well, you hit it on day one. Let me save my thoughts until the end. She also says that, Londi, that is, that she and Portia aren't friends, clearly, because she's not a paid ass kisser, right? So she points out that Lauren, the sister, Portia's sister, is paid to kiss her ass. Storm is up her ass. She's not an ass kisser. No, you're just a hater. Let me tell you, from episode 1, I pulled Londi's card. Some of y'all may think like, oh, Londi's harmless. She keeps it real. I see, trust me, I know a snake when I see one. People are a lot more alike than they are different. And Londi, from day one, I said, Anyway, Dennis says that, Storm is a liar. Storm is Portia's cousin. And he says that she was sitting at the table at one of the previous episodes saying that, she wished someone threw her a birthday party and it was all about her. This is where Dennis basically reveals that he threw Storm her 21st birthday party at his club. And he says that she was fired because, she was rude and she's late all the time, yada, yada. Now, watching the episodes, you see that there's tension between Storm and Dennis. Why? We don't know. There's accusations being thrown all over the place prior to this episode, because it got very, very nasty on social media after this episode. But prior to this episode, Dennis he was telling her to shut the F up, which he did again in this episode. There's a lot going on there, right? So Londi, she chimes in and she says that during their little tequila session, when they're all sitting around, Londi chimes in and she says that Storm stopped coming around when Portia started dating Dennis. And Londi says that she needs to speak to Portia because Portia does some messed up stuff to her at times. And this is why I had to say, get the fuck out of here, Londi. You are not a victim. You're not going to sit here and act like you're innocent. You are a part of the mess, just like everybody else. And you like stirring up drama. Quite frankly, I think that you have the hots for Dennis. Now, how do you know about Storm not coming around after she started dating Dennis? Who gave you that information? Did you know Dennis before Portia started dating him? It's a whole lot not being said. Anyway, Dom said that he caught what's his name? Dennis cheating twice, and he didn't say anything like one of the times. And he says that he spoke with Lauren, Portia's sister, who I'm sure ended up telling Portia. So Dennis, he wanted to fight Dom over this, right? So there was a period where he wanted him, he wanted to give him the fade. He kept saying that throughout the episode. It was so unprofessional. Anyway, so he wanted to fight Dom over this, right? So he considers Dom an op, and he called him a snitch. Dennis, that is, and says that he still owes Dom a fade. Now, Dennis is a straight up hood rat, okay? I'm going to leave it there for now. He's a hood rat in my opinion. You on national TV as a business owner, right? Talking about beating up a man who told his boss at the time that you were cheating on her while she was pregnant. And then you cheated on her again after she had the baby. You're a hood rat. Anyway, Londi is salty because Dennis fired her. And I said, wait a minute. Londi was working with Dennis as Dennis's assistant. That's very interesting. So Dennis tells Londi, which is corny, that Porsha told him to. Once again, Dennis, he's blaming somebody else. Now, why was Londi working with Dennis? Again, did she know him before Porsha or did she know him through Porsha? Dennis's assistant? Yeah, I bet. Like I said, I peeped from episode 1 that Londi, she doesn't like Porsha. But what I don't understand is you accepted a free trip on her dime, though. I think she got the hots for Dennis. Anyway, Porsha, Simon, Lauren, the sister Lauren, and Storm, which is Porsha's cousin, on her mama's side, because they make sure there's a distinction between like what side of the family who's related who on. And I thought that was very interesting. Porsha ends up breaking her nail, and it was disgusting. Ooh, that brought back so many memories. Y'all saw her nail split like in the middle. Ooh, that's why I don't wear long nails anymore. I jammed my nail, cracked my nail. Painful, painful. Anyway, and at the spa, Gina, Dennis's mama, because I'm not calling her Mama Gina, please, and Aunt Liz, who is Porsha's aunt on Porsha's father's side, they had the Williams side. They have this air about them, honey, that I don't really care for. But anyway, so they're there talking, and God knows what they're saying. That's age appropriate company for Miss Gina and Aunt Liz. They ain't going ATV riding, and they ain't going taking tequila shots. So yeah, let them have peace and do what they do. All right, so now it's dinner time, right? So they're all at the table, and Dom, he said some things came out, during the tequila tasting. So they were still inebriated, some of them anyway. And he tells the table that, he's the one that snitched on Dennis, right? Because Porsha was asking, like, what happened? Y'all went to tequila shot, took tequila shots. I'm getting tongue-tied. And, like, how was it? What happened? Now, Porsha, she asked Londi what prompted this conversation, like what started all of this? What was the questions that started all this? And Londi acts like Porsha speaking a foreign language. Did anybody catch that? Londi was the one who started the game. And that is what prompted all of this to come up at the table. Gina, Dennis's mama, inserts herself and she tells Porsha to get over it. Now here is where I have to stop. And yes, I'm clapping my hands. Gina was not there. And she is foreign to this conversation, right? So why didn't she mind her business and stay out of it? Right? Isn't that what Londi said to Storm 2 episodes ago? You weren't even there, Storm. Mind your business. Gina wasn't there during all of this conversation that took place. And quite frankly, this whole situation of Dennis cheating and hiring the mistress or what have you at his lounge has nothing to do with Gina. The people who are involved were the ones speaking about it. So why nobody told Gina to mind her business? No, because she wants to take up for her man. Her son. Ooh. No, if you can't tell, I cannot stand Dennis's mother either. I don't care what anybody says. Gina says this is why she doesn't want to be in this family. Excuse me, to which Aunt Liz said, you need to get to know Hosea Williams' side. Why are you there? If you detest Porsha's side of the family and Porsha so much, why are y'all on this trip on her dime? Aunt Liz, that was not necessary. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm all for respecting my elders. Absolutely, positively. I am also for elders setting an example of what respect looks like. A lot of, and I can only speak for what I am, a lot of the elder women in the black community and a lot of women in the black community love the neck rolling and you gonna do what I say and you respect me. And what the hidden clause in that sometimes seems to be, I can say whatever I want to you, and because I'm a certain age and I have a certain title, you bet not say nothing back. No. In reality, it doesn't work that way. I was not raised in an environment where adults disrespected the younger kids and the younger kids disrespected the adults. I was raised that respect is a two-way street. I don't care if you're a 7-year-old child and you have a 40-something, 50-year-old, 60-year-old elder. You show that 7-year-old child just as much respect as you would want. So see, it's always a hidden clause there with black women. Some, you gonna do what I say. I'm his mama. I could say what I want to say. No, you can. You absolutely can say what you want to say, but it's gonna be met with resistance, and it might be met with the same energy that you give. I don't like all of that, and I'm not here for that. Again, why are you there? This is why Porsha needs to not worry about blending families. Aunt Liz, she's shady too, and she thinks that side of the family is better than Porsha's mother's side, as does Londi. Yet y'all there freeloading on a free trip with your freeloading asses. Yeah, I said it. Dennis did try to tell his mother to chill though and eat her food. And that is why she is pissed. That's why she's mad. And she ain't gonna kick up on her son. Her son. He told her, chill, eat your food, chill. This part had me cracking. Porsha was at the other end of the table eating her food, right? So Porsha says, now mama all riled up with something that ain't her damn business. At that point, you could tell Porsha had enough and she was over it. But when she said that, now I'm not one of those people who feel like Porsha can do no wrong. No. But in that moment, I totally felt, 100% felt, now mama riled up with something that ain't her damn business yet again. Yeah, mind your business. You were not present at this conversation. You were not present at the fact that, like, when everything was going on. How dare you tell anybody to get over it? Who are you to tell anybody to get over it? No, it's not your situation. And get over it, why? Man, sit down. Then Aunt Liz, who is Porsha's aunt on her daddy's side, she says Dom, who is the assistant, is always going to bring up the most controversial stuff. And I said to myself, wait a minute. This is the same Aunt Liz that, 2 episodes ago says she doesn't know why she's here. Somebody must have slipped something in her drink because she was thoroughly confused. She says she doesn't know why she's here. She was sitting across from Dom at the time. She says she doesn't even know who he is. And they had to explain to her that this is Porsha's former assistant. This is Lauren's friend. So all of a sudden now you know so much about Dom, saying that Dom is always going to bring up the most controversial stuff. Aunt Liz and Miss Gina and Miss Gina didn't need to be there, to be honest with you, at that table. They didn't need to be there. What did you come for? Anyway, once again, Gina is telling them to move on. Storm ends up, after Dennis told her to chill and eat her food, she says, well, why are you bringing it up? Just get over it. Storm, who's Porsha's cousin, who's directly involved in the conversation that they're having, even the conversation that took place that Londi brought up at the tequila tasting thing, decides to interject and respond. She says, your son is the one still talking. This pisses Dennis off, and he once again tells Storm to shut the F up and don't talk to my mama like that. Dennis, that was weak. That girl ain't say nothing to your mother. It disrespectful. Your mother kept talking about something that didn't involve her. The very same thing that y'all tried to do to Storm a couple of episodes ago. You told Storm to shut the F up the first time because this situation that you were talking about, had nothing to do with her. So she told your mother the same thing, but only she did a little bit nicer. She didn't tell she didn't tell your mother to shut the F up though. Dennis needed an out because he was in the hot seat. So I think that was weak. And I think that Storm he looks at Storm as the quote unquote weakest, I guess. So she can basically be the punching bag, right? She didn't respect Gina. You just mad because all of this is coming out and it's not making you look good. So that was your scapegoat, I guess. Porsha called security to have Dennis removed because of the way that he spoke to Storm, right? She said, look, this is the second time he done told Storm to STFU, and I'm not having it. So Dennis' mother is still making excuses and trying to argue on his behalf. So Porsha says he needs to get out of here, him and his sluts and his mother. Gina, I don't know if you guys heard, but Gina was like, Dennis, as he was walking towards Porsha. I'm going to talk about the editing because I think that that's very important. I oftentimes say in my reviews, when I heavily did reviews, that I can only critique what is shown, right? And if you watch these shows long enough, you know that the people who edit these shows, they play a lot of games, and they do it. It's a marketing tactic, right? But I'll get into that. Now, as he's leaving, he's saying Storm is in grown folks' conversation. She's a kid. Storm's mother says that, she's not a kid. Dennis then says that she's part of the problem. He starts attacking Storm mama. And she's like, well, what did I do? See, because they don't respect Storm, and they don't respect Storm's mother either. Now, that's Porsha's aunt on her mama's side, right? And they were making fun of her on the way to the tequila tasting. Lauren, the assistant, Dom was the one actually, reiterating how Storm's mother was screaming and stuff, and Londi, like they don't take Storm and her mother seriously. Now Gina was standing behind Dennis and walking towards Porsha because Porsha was like, "Get out, get the F out, get out." Dennis was like, "You the one that asked me to come here. I didn't even want to come here." Gina, because she had no comeback. Now, see, you thought it was all cute when Dennis, he has a guest. Remember last week? He has a guest. He won't be coming to dinner. You thought you had the one up. But when Porsha told you to get out of her ish, you ain't like that. When Dennis tried to quiet you down, you didn't like that. You thought you had the upper hand. So she's saying to Porsha, you ain't got to yell at him like that. Girl, he's a grown man. I didn't mean to say girl because she's an adult. As am I. Damn that. Girl, Dennis is a grown man. Why are you continuously getting yourself involved? What you mean you ain't have to yell at him like that? Is he your man or your son? He's an adult, a grown man, somebody's father, a business owner. You don't need to yell at him like that, but he can tell Storm to shut the F up. You didn't check him when he did that. This is why Gina needs to sit down, be quiet, and eat her food, because she constantly makes a fool of herself all by herself. and that's on period. Is that what the kids say? Anyway, so Dennis turns around, he's telling his mother, chill, like to be quiet, like, just stop. So he continues to yell. He's yelling at Porsha. Portia's just like, get out with your stupid behind or whatever. Now, it looked like Porsha was yelling towards, I don't know who she was yelling towards. Social media is saying that she was yelling at Gina. Gina was out of the shot of the camera. Storm was standing behind Porsha, and she was making her little slick remarks like, yeah, you didn't want to be here, but you still here 4 days later. He's still telling Storm to shut the F up. Gina's not checking him. She's not trying to control her son as it pertains to him being disrespectful to any of the women or anyone, right? But you're telling Porsha you don't have to yell at him. Dennis is also yelling too. He was yelling at the table. And this is not the first, second, or third time he yelled at the table. Gina, she really irks me. She really, 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 really irks me. So this is when all hell breaks loose, right? So it looked like Porsha was yelling in the direction of, I guess, where Gina was. Again, she went before Dennis to leave, I guess. They were standing by the exit. Now, there was security in front of Porsha. Simon was also next to Porsha. Storm was behind Porsha up against the wall. So there was a security guy right there, big dude, between Dennis and Porsha. So I don't know if Porsha swung or hit, but it looked like she was talking to somebody off the side, might be Gina. And she said, you heard what I said, to which Dennis reached out his hand. I don't know if he pushed Porsha back. I don't know if he nudged. He reached out his hand and he pushed back Porsha. I don't know if it was to separate her from his mama. I don't know. There was only one angle shown toward the end of this episode. Porsha retaliates by swinging on Dennis. Obviously, he touched her. That's the only way she would have swung back. He touched her. People were saying that Storm pushed Gina and Porsha swung, but I didn't see that. None of us did, because that's not what was shown. Now, like I was saying before about editing, I've watched reality TV long enough to know that editing, they can piece together sounds, clips, and scenes to make it appear how they want. And I'm speaking specifically to the point, at the point where Porsha kicked them out. Not that little melee that took place where Porsha was swinging and Dennis was pushing and being held back and stuff. But leading up to that, I noticed that the voice in the scene, it just seemed weird. Anyway, I'm going to tell you why Dennis looked crazy. This is a picture of Dennis's mama. Dennis looked crazy because once he seemingly tried to move Porsha, push her back, whatever it is that he did, all I saw was part of his arm. We didn't see what his hand did. None of that. Simon's still trying to be diplomatic. I respect him. He's out here looking absolutely great. Porsha's family, the one looking crazy, and Dennis too, and his mama. So security was holding him back, right? This is the problem that I had, among other things. Dennis looks real crazy because once he tried to move Porsha, or seemingly move Porsha, right? Security was holding him back, and he was trying to break free from security and Lauren, who were both trying to hold him back. That's not a good look, because had they let you go, what would you have done? You would have gone at Porsha? That doesn't look good. Now, Londi, who everyone should pay attention to, because that's who I've been paying attention to since episode 1, and not because she's the voice of reason. That's who everybody should be paying attention to, not because she's the voice of reason or that she should be trusted. Notice how she was radio silent during all of this. Y'all notice that? She normally takes up for her boo Dennis, right? Not on this episode. Not when they were at the table. She had so much to say. The last couple of episodes, she had so much to say about Storm. She had so much to say to Storm. Anytime anybody said anything to Dennis, she interjected. She tried to play like she was confused when Porsha asked her what actually happened. And she was like, acting like she didn't know when she was the one that initiated this game. Notice how she was quiet. Quiet. She ain't say nothing. At least that's what they showed us. Now, as far as the allegations that Storm is making, if you guys are unaware, Storm is making some allegations about Dennis, saying that he was extremely inappropriate and aggressive with her. He was inappropriate with her while she worked with him. If you know what I mean. She gave him some unwanted attention, okay? And also, she said that he was hands-on. He put his hands on her while they were in Mexico during the filming of this show. Now, she posted pictures and all that stuff. I did a little bit of digging. Social media has been commenting. She did a video. I'm going to make that a separate video. So stay tuned for that, right? Oh, I did not intend for this video to be this long. It's damn near 30 minutes. But bottom line is, I don't like or trust Londi. I think Londi is who everybody should be keeping their eye on. And again, not because she is so honorable and upright. I think that she's a shit starter. And I cannot wait until next week. I mean, I can, but I can't wait until next week until we get maybe some more footage. They were smart to leave this to the end of the episode, until the end of the episode, because the ratings for next week is probably going to be higher than the ratings for this week. Porsha, what's the end game here? Okay, I was hesitant reviewing this show because I just want to see what's the end game. All right, so you guys, I guess, share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening and watching, and as always, until next time, peace.